What is up, everyone? It's your boy OJ here, coming at you with another episode of PlayerEssence Cross Nintendo. And I don't have a ton of things to talk about this week, but I do have a few topics that I want to get into, especially after the past week. It seems like a lot of you guys hate remasters. That's what I realized. A lot of you guys hate remasters, but then when I look at the sales of games, it seems like a lot of people like remasters. It's like people come to the comment section and they say, I hate remasters, and then they go out and all buy The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. Then they all go out and buy The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. Then they all go out and buy Star Fox 3D. And then everybody went out and bought The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. And everybody's gonna go out and buy The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. So I am confused. I am thoroughly confused with the Nintendo audience sometimes. It's like, remasters suck. Oh, but let's go out and buy all these remasters that Nintendo has done. So, I don't know. I think it's a difficult balance, I guess, because I remember everybody in my comment section saying that they love my Wind Waker HD review, and they love Wind Waker HD. And now when I say, oh, Nintendo should look into more remasters, now everybody's saying, no, don't do that. So I have no clue anymore, but we'll get into that later. But the first thing that I want to talk about is Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U. Once again, we are less than 2 weeks away from this masterpiece hitting store shelves. So here's a couple facts that you guys do need to know that I want to point out. So yes, Nintendo is removing some content as far as like with the outfits and as far as the breast slider goes, but the game does have 100% free DLC. So there were some characters and some stuff that came out in Japan that you could purchase separately. Well, here in North America and of course in Europe, it is going to be free for all of that stuff. So while some people are saying, oh well, it should be cheaper or it should do something to compensate for that, they are giving us free DLC in the Western version of the game. Guys, it's a balance. Nintendo is just being lame, obviously, with the whole breast slider thing. I personally think that's taken away customization options that anybody should have, because people do have different breast sizes that you can visibly see, but at the same time we are getting free DLC packed in there, so it's like whatever. It doesn't affect the core concept of the game. The next thing I wanted to talk about with Xenoblade Chronicles X is the survival guides and some of the promotion that Nintendo is doing, and also some of the complaints that I've heard from people. Obviously, anytime Nintendo uploads a Xenoblade Chronicles X video, people are complaining about showing the commercials. So let's talk about first the survival guides. I think those are a fantastic way to show off the game, because that type of game, people really want to just kind of see what it's all about and see more about what you can do in that game, and they make it in a way to where it's really easy to watch. It's not long, it's not ever longer than like 9 or 10 minutes. It's always shorter than that. It's really concise, it's really clear, and it breaks down the game in a way to where it's going to be easy, where it looks simpler than it actually is, because once you dive into Xenoblade Chronicles X, there is a lot of stuff in there. It's like very dense and it's very compact, and you'll know when you start playing, like, okay, whew, am I in over my head with some of the stuff that you can do? Because take Xenoblade Chronicles X, then times that by around 2 or 3, and then the whole scales thing, oh my goodness, it even gets more complex after that. There is a lot of stuff going on in that game. So I like how Nintendo is breaking it down and making it seem simpler. I think this game is definitely going to do well because of that. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is some of the Nintendo Minute stuff. So recently, Kit and Krista did a Nintendo Minute on Xenoblade Chronicles X, and they really showed off a large part. And I just want to give a little hand. I mean, I know that they're professionals and they make millions of dollars as far as Nintendo goes, not Kit and Krista. But the editing that they had to do for that Nintendo Minute, they probably played that game for like an hour or two, and they edited it down to about 10 to 15 minutes. I think it was like 20 minutes. Yeah, it was around 20 minutes. They edited that down just to show off the game, the world, and I would love for them to continue doing that with Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like I said, this is a game that if you're not already sold on it, which is weird, I think anybody who's interested in this game is already going to buy it. They need to continue showing off that game like that. So that's basically what I think. Now, as far as the TV commercials and stuff like that, there's people crying. There's already people crying. Where's TV commercials? This game needs TV commercials. It's like, I get sick of this. It does not. TV commercials are one thing, but guys, this game, there is a specific audience for this game. This game has been around since 2013. if you are a gamer, this is a gamer's game. This is not a game like Fallout where you can show slow-mo and really good graphics and up close and trick people that already have, you know, the millions and millions of people who have PS4 and Xbox Ones into buying it. Then they get the game and they're like, "What is this? This is not exactly what I thought it was going to be." Because that's what Bethesda did with Fallout. Can't do that with this game. I mean, you can try, but you can't really do that with this game. And with Xenoblade Chronicles X, it's been around for so long. It's been around for so long. People who want this game are going to go out and pick it up. If you run lengthy, people are talking about running, you know, commercials a month or two before, and I've been seeing people complain about commercials a month ago. If you run commercials on major networks for a month, all the way leading through the freaking launch of the game, do you know how much money you will spend? People don't understand how much money it costs to put on TV, to put stuff on TV, and you're trying to tell me that you're going to run commercials for this game a month early? You need to just blitz it in the week that it comes out. Seriously, otherwise your sales of the game won't recoup the marketing cost that you put into it. I mean, there's no need to spend $20 million on commercials for a game like Xenoblade Chronicles X. I mean, I can understand running commercials for, of course, like a game like Splatoon, new IP. People just really, Nintendo showed it off one year, then had to show off more of it. You have to convince people if they didn't have an audience beforehand. Of course, like Mario Kart 8, yeah, you're going to have a big campaign for that. You're going to have a big campaign for like Super Smash Bros., which they've done. But Xenoblade Chronicles X, like, people have been knowing about this game for 3 years. I mean, people are going to buy it. The people who are really interested in this type of game know that they want it. They're going to buy it. You're not going to convince many people by running lengthy ads that cost millions upon millions of dollars to rush out and go buy a Wii U and get this type of game. It's going to sell well to the people who are core gamers. So can we stop with the complaining about commercials already? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Commercials don't affect anything. The game is going to sell. It's going to make its money back. Commercials don't affect your enjoyment of this game, and it doesn't make it seem like, oh, if we run 1 million commercials, now this game's going to sell 10 million copies. It's like, I don't know, it just makes me laugh. It just makes me chuckle when I see the commercial complainers in the comment section, as if that affects the actual game. It's not going to affect anything. It's just going to cost Nintendo more money. But that's just my opinion. I mean, at this point, Wii U is Wii U. I mean, people still trying to think like, oh, well, if they play more commercials, people are going to rush out and go buy a Wii U. Like, Wii U's going to sell exactly what it's selling. It's not going to sell any more or any less. It's going to sell right in that bracket range of what it always sells. It spikes a little bit during the holidays. It goes down after the holidays. It stays steady throughout the whole year. That's how it is, guys. That's how it is. Like, people just need to accept it. But anyway, let's go ahead and we're going to move into the main topic here. And we're going to talk about kind of like what I said earlier with the remasters. But we're going to move to Nintendo's November lineup. And Nintendo's November lineup is pitiful. It's bad. This is the worst November lineup for a home console that I've seen from Nintendo ever, maybe. I mean, anything that I can remember since I've been able to purchase video games myself and have been actively involved in reading up and knowing all the latest releases. This November lineup is pitiful. I mean, we're talking about Mario Tennis, which plays a good game of tennis, but is lacking all the features in the previous tennis games. Okay, and this is supposed to be the Wii U. This is supposed to be your most latest console. Like, why is this lacking features? And then you have Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, which is for the most part a cheap cash grab. I mean, that's what it is. Nintendo just bundled Amiibo with a really bad game. I mean, and once again, it's like these are new games, right? You guys want new games, right? These are new. You guys gonna go buy these games? Like, these games are horrible. I mean, wouldn't you rather have had remasters? Wouldn't you rather have had Nintendo remaster the GameCube Mario Tennis and put that on Wii U as a full release? I mean, even if they did that, like, you would have more features. Maybe it wouldn't look as pretty, but you would have more features. You would have more gameplay. You would have more content. This is what I'm talking about when I say you don't need to. When people think when I say, okay, Nintendo should do more remasters, they think that I think Nintendo should only do remasters and they should never do new games. That's not it. What I'm saying is like, why release crap? Why release content like Mario Tennis, Ultra Smash, that's missing so many features from previous games? Just take a game that already has all those features and remaster it. Just bump up the HD count. Add online play if you want to. I mean, in the online play in Mario Tennis, you can't even play with your friends. There's no lobbies. There's no way to play with your friends. You can't. What's the point of having a friends list? You can only play against randoms in that game. Why not just remaster one of the Mario Tennis game on the GameCube? That everybody said is pretty good. Has more content, has more features. I think it would have taken less money than because they had to make that Mario Tennis game from scratch. That's why it's missing so many things, because Nintendo didn't want to put full money into that game. So it's missing lobbies, it's missing friend invites, it's missing so many different things. It's missing a real single player mode. You know, there's a serious lack of content. Amiibo Festival, it's like missing everything. That game, it's you tap Amiibo to roll some dice. It's horrible. Wouldn't you guys rather had a remaster of like the GameCube Animal Crossing game, or a remaster of just a good game in general, just a different game but a good game from the GameCube or Wii era? I personally would have liked that. I mean, instead of these games, because these are new games, right? So do you guys want to go out there and buy them? They're new. See, and this is what I'm saying. We're in November. You know, you're supposed to bring your big guns, and Nintendo's bringing these type of games. Now, Xenoblade Chronicles X is amazing. I talked about that. That's December. Good. I personally would have liked to have some just remasters. Like, you know, don't make a bad game because you don't have nothing or you don't want to put the money into it. Just make a remaster and put that out there in November for people to play. I mean, I think they'd be a lot happier than Nintendo releasing, you know, games like Mario Tennis Ultra Smash that's lacking content that the game had previously. And the same thing with the Amiibo Festival. It's like people wanted a real Animal Crossing game. Okay, give them a nice remaster with some nice updated graphics, you know, like instead of putting out Amiibo Festival, because nobody's going to buy. I don't think anybody's going to go out there and buy these games except for like the super diehard fans, of course, people who are reviewing it. A lot of people, good Nintendo fans that have always, you know, played the Wii U and stood by it, are basically bashing both of these games. You know, the reviews are horrible for both of these games. So I'm not trying to sit here and say that nobody should go out there and buy the games. I'm not trying to sit there and say that. All I'm trying to say is that, you know, in this type of situation, I think remasters help. If you don't have a product that's, you know, that's up to your, at least the franchise's standards, just remaster one of the good games in the franchise. Just remaster that and put that out there. I think people would be happier with that, to see it in higher quality, be able to play it on their HD TV with no issues, than making a new game that's just subpar and that people are critically panning, you know. So that's my take on the whole thing. I'm still confused by how some people talk about it, and I do want to get into, I guess, a little bit as far as like when I said remasters. Like I said before, I never said Nintendo only needs to do remasters. I never said Nintendo only needs to make it towards like PS4. People say PS4 only has remasters, but whatever. I'm not going to get into that. That's not what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is this. There's nothing wrong as far as Nintendo. If any company had the right to remaster games, it's going to be Nintendo. They have some of the greatest games, and you can gauge interest as far as if people still want to play this franchise. Like this game right here. I mean, do you guys want to see this franchise? Nintendo can't gauge the interest of this franchise if they don't put out anything. Remastering the first game and this game and putting that out on Wii U, that would have been a better option. That would have sold more easily than Mario Tennis or Amiibo Festival, in my opinion. If they did that, because this is a huge RPG, a lacking genre on Nintendo's systems, and you can gauge interest for this franchise, you know. And Monolith Soft, they talked about this beforehand. They're like, hey, do you guys want to see another game in this franchise? Like, but there's no way to gauge interest because Nintendo won't re-release some of those games that people want, you know. Like they won't do it. So people say, oh, well, it's not a good business decision. Well, we won't know until you release something, see if people are actually interested in this franchise, and put another game out there. But I'm just one person sitting in my room talking about it. So, comment section. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear your thoughts. That wraps it up for this PlayerEssence Cross Nintendo. Hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more conversational PlayerEssence Cross Nintendos like this one right here. And also subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks. Check out PlayerEssence.com. It has been redesigned. Got a nice little logo that was designed by Drew. I'm just going to call him Drew because I don't know if he wants me to say his last name. So Drew redesigned it, dude. You're my boy. Thank you so much for redesigning that logo. It looks amazing. And yeah, we got a brand new theme going, so I think you guys are going to love the new PlayerEssence.com if you have not been there yet. Alright, so that wraps it up. Thank you so much, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.